Good morning, everyone. I hope you're doing well. In this video, I wanted to talk with you about how to find friends in Switzerland and maybe give you some new insights and food for thought, and will share with you my experiences of someone who's been living here for around 4 years. And perhaps my video will help you to find a new friend in 2026, and I'll be more than grateful if you will stay until the end. If you're someone like me who did not grow up here, didn't go to school, neither to university, just moved here for work, or just for various reasons you happen to be here in Switzerland, you probably came across this question: how am I supposed to look for friends here in this country? Where do I find friends? Where do I look for them? What is the best way to find a friend? This is something that I've been thinking about since the very first day I moved here. How I will make this place feel like home when I don't have my people here. And this is a long process that takes time to find your people here, to find your circle of people to whom you can trust, with whom you can bond and connect and share ideas, stories, share your life with. So I think it's very important to have a friend. If it's not important for you, probably this video is not meant for you. But yeah, it was very important for me, and I would feel very lonely just because of not having a friend here or just a person with whom I can connect. So I'm gonna share my experience to give you a little bit of a background. I'm living in a French-speaking part of Switzerland. So this entire video, if I'm gonna refer to Switzerland, I'm not talking about the entire country, because it is east, there is an east, a central part, a northern part, a south part, a west part. It's not a huge of a country yet, right? Switzerland is a tiny tiny country, but still I'm gonna refer to French speaking part, if anything. So please keep in mind that I haven't been living in Zurich nor in Bern or Basel. I'm talking about Swiss French part here, right? And I'm gonna begin with the play dates, as my aunt was naming them. Play dates meaning that pay dates, she was saying. I don't remember exactly. Play dates, I think. You're kind of meeting people online and then you meet them in real life. So the first app that I tried straight after moving here in 2022, it was a Bumble BFF. I thought that was the easiest way for me to meet someone, because you only need just your phone and internet or Wi-Fi, and then it works like a dating app, but then you swipe a friend. And once again here, I share only my experiences. How did it go? I met with the girl, we swiped, we matched with the girl, we texted each other, and then we decided to go for a walk and grab an ice cream in Lausanne. We met in Lausanne, we had a nice walk, we chatted a bit. It was the first ever encounter that I met online, like not a romantic encounter, right? And to me, why it didn't go well, because back then I didn't speak English that well and the girl was British. I was too preoccupied with thinking what she's thinking of me, whether or not she thinks that my English is good enough. I started to think maybe I need to use more advanced words just to match her. Even though she was my age, she didn't use like upper class English. She was just talking like a normal person in English. Yet I thought that she is thinking that my English is not good enough. Once again, I know that it was me, and I was just too anxious, I think, to express myself in English back then. As you can imagine, we didn't keep in touch. After that, it was a nice walk, we had a nice chat, and still it was kind of nice to share your story to someone with whom you're meeting for the first time. There's something very, very special about this. But yet, it didn't grow into anything further, so I decided to stop using Bumble Friends, Bumble BFF. I think this concept of swiping your friend or just checking the appearances is wrong. It shouldn't be like that. Like, I imagine just scrolling girls, going through the profiles of girls and just thinking, oh, this will be a cool friend of mine. She looks like she will be a cool friend for me. Even though I know that for some of my friends it worked out and they matched with the girls, they connected, they bond, and they hit it off immediately and they became friends eventually. I'm happy for them. Unfortunately or fortunately, I don't know, it wasn't the case for me. So I decided to stop doing that. Maybe I should have given it a try one more time. I don't know what would have happened, but I thought this was something wrong with swiping to look for friends specifically. I'm not talking here about Bumble dating app, yeah. So I decided to not proceed it and just to leave it. Once again, I'm talking here about the apps, right? The second one that I tried was the Timeleft. Probably you can look up. I have a separate video about the Timeleft when I shared my experience. Once again, you pay to meet people. In Bumble, you don't pay, just to remind you. And here you pay to meet people. And I think I was too desperate to have a connection and just to, to just feel seen and heard and to kind of connect with more people. And the concept is that you're meeting for strangers over dinner. You pay for a monthly subscription, or you can pay once for dinner, and then the app automatically sets you up with the 5 other strangers, chooses a restaurant for you, and then the concept that you're meeting over dinner and you are just sharing dinner together. I did 2 of those dinners in Geneva, and then once I traveled to Istanbul, I did it there. All of the dinners were the great experiences, although now I'm not really in touch with those people. We had a good connection. We would meet over summer a couple of times, or we would host dinners. Like, I didn't host dinner. But yeah, it's just, I think all of us, we kind of were seeking back at the time this connection. We got it for the time being, and then somehow life happened and we didn't proceed into, there was nothing that would kind of make us feel connected that much. There was nothing. It's like you're meeting random people from different fields. So if you're not doing sports together, you're not working, probably it might be more difficult to stay in touch with the busy life that everyone is having. So that's why this connection was a good time. I know people that found a best friend, have found love through this app. It's probably worth giving it a try at least once to challenge yourself and to see how it goes if you're interested in something like this, in meeting strangers. Last year I was interested, this year not necessarily. So, but this probably can be a good idea to give it a try. Nevertheless, here you have some info about the Timeleft. I don't know if you want to try it or not. If you ever heard it, I'll be happy to hear it in the comment section. And moving to the last play date that I tried last summer is the girls community, a girls code, which I know is present in Geneva, Lausanne, Basel, Zurich, if I'm not mistaken. Was founded by 2 Swiss girls that just wanted to build a community over wellness, well-being, and some other stuff. Here, one more time, I had a couple of aperos with the girls. They were organizing aperos, and in summer we went to Montreal Jazz Festival. It's a great concept to build a community, but one more time, here you pay for the event that is organized. The whole idea of paying to make friends, for me, it seems a little bit awkward. First, I didn't understand that. Last summer, I was like, yeah, but it's okay to pay to meet people. But then something clicked, and I thought, it's kind of, I don't know if I'm trying not to touch it. I hope you can hear me well with this mic. The whole idea of like paying to meet people, and then you have meetings where there's like 10 plus girls, and first of all, it's more difficult to create and build authentic connection when you have many. Vulnerability cannot be shared, let's say, so the connection is deemed to stay really on the surface level. And also, it's my personal thing that I'm not really into having the group chat with like 100 participants, or like even 5 participants. Like 10 participants already for me seems intimidating. It gives me anxiety to like have so many people on a group chat discussing things, and I'm not the biggest fan of that. I was never involved in a huge girls group. If you were and you're used to that, probably you will love the concept, but for me it's just not the case. I cannot communicate, I cannot give my energy to like every single person. It is complicated. And meeting together for Pilates and this all matcha aloe wellness club, LED masks, this is just not my cup of tea. That's why I tried a couple of times, although I found a very good friend. She's probably watching this video, and I'm very grateful to have found her. But once again, it was the you have to reach out to people you're meeting for the event, and then you just go back home, you're by yourself. Next day comes, and then what happens? You're not gonna go to this event unless you want to all the time, and then keep paying. Also about payment to meet people. Once you pay, you're kind of entitled to be here, and everyone has to be nice. Although I know that we're not the bad people, and you kind of expected to be treated nicely because you paid and you deserve to be here. Now I think of this a little bit differently, so doesn't seem to me like the most authentic connection, even though the community is great. I know that lots of girls have connected and found good friends. Wasn't the case for me. I found one very good friend that I'm very grateful for. Otherwise, maybe you will find it useful, maybe you will like it. I don't know, worth giving it a try if you don't know anyone here. But yet, you get what you get what you get. The next thing, I finished with the play dates, and let me have a sip of water because I talked a lot. Let's move on to not the most obvious one, is to looking for friends at work. If you move here for work, that must be probably the next place where you will look for friends, because you're spending at work a huge chunk of your life, of your week, of your day. 8 hours per day, that's a lot. 5 days a week, unless you're doing a home office or you're working from home. But I'm an office girl. I go to the office every day, so for me it was one of the places where I managed to find 2 of my dearest friends. A quick note that we are not working in the same department. We did not work on the same floor, and probably this is something that helped a lot, because I'm not friends with the people with whom I work directly. We still remain on the colleagues kind of level relationship, and I prefer to keep it that way. I think, to me, it seems wrong to keep in mind that the idea of that your colleagues are your friends. It might be the case that you will, depending on your team, maybe you have a young team, but then you never know when it can work against you. And especially, I cannot tell if having a young team can help you to find a friend or to bond with them. I really don't know, because it wasn't the case for me. Just the girls with whom I matched, we didn't do any apps, just to say. We happened to work in different departments, and yeah, what I can say here is that building friendship takes time. It takes a lot of time, and it takes a lot of mutual effort. Please excuse me. It takes a lot of time and mutual effort to find time to meet for coffee, for a walk, for dinner, for class, whatever you're meeting for. It takes a lot of time. It takes years, to be precise. It takes years if you want to build a connection that is real, that is authentic, that is a safe space for you, where you feel like you can share your thoughts with a person, you can ask for advice, or you can give an advice, or you can just simply talk about life. You can just talk to each other and feel heard, as a person is hearing you and is there for you. And it really takes a lot of time until you realize that actually I can trust this person. So as much as I wanted to hit it off immediately, and like from the second time I will meet a person, it takes years. It takes at least a year to, or like 6 months for me, let's say, to kind of hit this borderline where you start talking about only the work stuff, and you kind of trying the soil whether or not you can talk with this person about some personal stuff about your life, or just share something that happened recently. And I find it's very important, but it takes time. It really takes time. So have some patience, and you never know if maybe some of your colleagues can become your friends. Although, here, be careful, especially with people, I feel like, with whom you're working directly. Sometimes I think I would overshare with the wrong people just because I needed to just let it off my chest, something that happened, let's say a breakup, or break up with a boyfriend, with a friend, or like you just had a really bad week, and you feel like you want to share it and you want to feel kind of connected and feel some compassion, but a person not necessarily is there for you, and it's important to keep that in mind. I remember once I shared with a girl from work that I broke up with a boyfriend, and the reaction that I had from her just simply struck me, and I was more disappointed to share this with her. And she's not there for me to console me, right? She's not my psychiatrist or like my mom, my sister. Yet I wanted to hear some more compassion, which I didn't get at the end. So be careful with that. Probably touch your soil first, if whether or not you can go a little bit further in discussing life, and you see if the person shares with you. But if it's only one-sided, it's not gonna work out, because it requires mutual effort from both sides. Steps from your side, steps forward from your side, and from person's sides. Here on this one, I think there's one more point. Let me check, what time is it? Because I'm heading to work soon. Next point is gonna be classes, dance class. I tried dance class, kickboxing, Muay Thai, going to the gym. I think those are some of the activities that really will help you to meet new people, and then who knows, like maybe you will find a new bestie. For me, boxing and kickboxing helped me to kind of find a community of like-minded people who liked box, because back in the days when I tried boxing here, I stopped doing this for some other reason. I really enjoyed having this feeling of being welcomed here, being welcomed just because I went to do sports. I didn't feel any judgment. I just felt only the encouragement of like being a girl, doing a sport, doing boxing, like doing sparrings. I really needed that. I needed to let off this team that I had, the anger, everything, and just to beat somebody. Like I also got beaten up, okay? Just have this cardio, like use my energy to do this, be exhausted at the training, and then come one more time because I love it and I feel great. And when you hear like everyone is, yeah, hello, ça va, like you feel welcomed and you feel that people are smiling to you. Like this is a great way to meet new people as well. I really recommend you to try enroll to a sport class, go to the gym. Or maybe if not into sports, dance class, there's plenty of schools that teach salsa, bachata. If you're in the more classic dances, I don't know, maybe you're in a twerk or like heels, who knows. But this is some of the places where you can meet other people. So by default, if you're trying different places, you're gonna mingle between different people. But just keep in mind that if you're staying at home and gonna keep scrolling and gonna keep thinking that all of your friends, they have someone, they found new friends, or that everyone there on Instagram has a friend, you're wrong. Just go outside and approach someone, meet other people outside of your phone, not online. I really encourage you doing that, because I think many times I would just stay at home and I would think that if I would expect a new friend coming up from my front door, which never happened. So by default, by going out there and letting the opportunity to come your way of meeting someone, it's already rewarding. So I think here I'm gonna finish my video this morning, so I'll be heading to work. I hope this video was helpful for you and I gave you some food for thought, or was interesting for you to listen to my story. If that was the case, I'll be more than happy if you can leave a comment, like this video, subscribe if you want to share it with a friend, and you can also check out some of my other content that I'm making on my live here, and I will try to make more of a content like this. And I'm still learning how to talk to the camera and like where to put my camera, because right now I'm sitting in my kitchen and I hope that you could hear and see me well. I'll be more than grateful if you can leave this feedback and leave a comment. So thank you for watching this video until the end, and I see you some other time. Bye bye.